Hey kids, it's your Uncle Bill. How you doing today? I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Hey kids. Hey kids, it's your Uncle Bill. How you doing today? Great, I'm doing good too. And you know what? I got a story for you. You like stories? I love stories. Today's story is called Autocross. Now, Autocross is pretty cool. It lets anybody in the world who has access to a car go and race. You ready? Here's the story. Here we go. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Joey. And Joey loved cars. He loved racing cars. He loved watching cars. He loved watching cars race. He just loved cars so much. And his daddy liked cars too. And he knew Joey was getting a little older and ready to race cars. And he said, "Listen, Joey, I've got an idea. I think you and I should build a racing car." And Joey thought that was the best idea ever. He said, "All right, Daddy, let's build a racing car. What kind of car are we going to get?" And Joey's daddy said, "A Miata." And Joey said, "Huh? What's that?" And Joey's daddy said, "It's beautiful, small, and 2 people can fit in it, you and me. And we'll go driving in it. It's super easy to work on and get ready to go fast. Shall we do it? First, we have to find one." And Joey said to his dad, "Let's do it. I want to find one. I want to work on it. I want to race and I want to win." And Joey's daddy said, "All right, let's go online." And they went online and they looked around and they found a great Miata, which was only a few miles away. And Joey said to his daddy, "Let's buy it. I want to buy it, Daddy." So they did. They took off in their car and they went and bought the Miata. And they got it towed back because it wasn't working very well right then. But they got it for cheap. And they put it in their garage, and Joey's daddy went and bought all sorts of great tools that they could use to make that Miata fast. Now, first, they took it apart and they said, "Oh, the brakes are junk. Oh, this engine's almost dead. Oh, my goodness, so many pieces are broken and rusted. Oh, my goodness, we barely have anything left." And they got it down to the frame and the body. And then they started to buff everything down, and they took it all apart. And finally, they had just the frame, and they put a new engine on, and they put a new starter on, and they put a new catalytic converter on, and they put a new axle on, and some wheels, and some tires, and they put the body on, and all the electronics, and everything, and the radiator. They just put it all together again, and it was so much better than it was before. And Joey's daddy said to him, "Son, should we go try it out?" And they did. They turned it on and gave it a nice little throttle gas, and it said, "Vroom, vroom, vroom, vroom." And they reversed it, put it in gear, and they got it out on the road, and they drove slowly around. And Joey said, "Come on, Daddy, let's take it fast. Let's go fast." And Joey's daddy said, "No, we got to take it slow. Because if something goes bad, we'll be in a lot of trouble if we're going fast." So they did. They went really slow all around the place where they lived. And they took it back and they tightened up a few bolts and they fixed some weird clanking. And then they decided to take it out on the Autocross racetrack. Now, if you ever been to an Autocross racetrack, you know how those cars go so fast around those bright orange cones, one at a time, going as fast as they can, and they're tested for time to see how fast they can go, and the times are compared to each other and to see who was the fastest, who completed the course in the shortest time. Now, Joey and Joey's daddy took their car to watch. And they just watched that first day, that first racing day, they just watched. They watched those cars go zipping around that course, and they watched how some of the drivers would slow down at the curves and then speed up through the curves, going really fast. And those were the fastest guys, the guys that knew how to use their brakes and their accelerator and their steering to the optimum ability. And they didn't just press that brake, press that gas pedal down and try to zip through, because those guys would just throw those cones all over the place and get off the course. And then they'd have to get on the course, and it was terrible. No, the guys that knew how to drive, those were the winners. So Joey and Joey's daddy learned how to drive, and they watched the best drivers on that autocross race course and planned. They planned how to practice, and they planned how to win. So they took their car back home, and they found an empty parking lot one Sunday evening, and they drove all around that parking lot, screeching and wailing until the police came and said, "Excuse me, sir, what are you doing here?" And Joey's daddy said, "We are just trying to practice for the race." And the policeman said, "All right, that's a great idea. You know, my son races at that autocross course. I'll see you there this weekend." And they practiced and practiced until they were perfect. And then they went to the race course that next weekend, and they said, "Hello, Mr. Policeman." And the policeman said, "I'm not on duty." "Hello, how you doing? You ready for the race?" And Joey said, "Yes, we are. We are so ready for the race." And they went out and helped on that course, and they watched the cones, and they helped take time down until it was their turn. And Joey got in the passenger seat, and Joey's daddy got in the driver's seat. And they said, 3, 2, 1, go! And they did. They were off like the start. And then they went all around, and Joey's daddy throttled that brake, and he double shifted, and he went all around that course as fast as he could. And they came in a great time. And at the end of the day, you know what they got? Second. And Joey was so disappointed. He said, "Daddy, I wanted first." And Joey's daddy said, Son, this was the first time we have ever raced this car. This is the first time we've ever raced, period. We did really, really good. Don't be disappointed. We'll get our chance. We'll get other chances. We did really good for our first try." And the nice policeman came up to them and he said, "You know, guys, that was really good racing there. You know, if I didn't know better, I'd think you were professional. That practice paid off. Well done." And they were so happy about that, and after that, Joey felt a lot better because the policeman said he thought they were good. So they went back, and they decided to fix some things on their car, on their Mazda Miata, and he fixed Joey, and Joey's dad would fix the brakes a little bit, and they tuned the engine a little bit, and they just did some great stuff, and they put some new tires on, and they said, "You know, I think it'll be even better." And they took it to the parking lot Sunday night, and they drove it around crazy like, and it was even better than before. And they went to that racing course that weekend, and they just blew through all those records, and they won. They won, and Joey was so happy. The end. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a great day.